Hello, all you beautiful kings and queens out there. I am back with another video. Today, I want to talk about my story of giving away so much of myself to fit in or please or have someone in my life with me to call a friend or best friend or family, whatever, to feel that sense of not having someone by my side or someone that was my friend that I could do things with or do things for. I've always had the spirit of wanting to give a person love and compassion and friendship in a type of relationship where you may not be blood related to me, but we have a relationship that is bound with love, compassion, fun, empathy, all the things that people wish for to have, like a best friend or a really close friend that they consider family by their side. And I've always been one to seek that out. I had various instances where I just kept trying to get and fit in with the group of people that I thought were um, that I thought I could be a part of. And no matter how many different times I've tried to be a part of groups or be a part of pretty much be a part of friend groups of people and like feel that communion like uh feeling or like community like feeling with a group of people where it's just like pure hearted friendship between multiple people. uh I've always sought that out and I just could never find it. And in my experiences, every time I've tried to go into them, I end up becoming invisible. I end up becoming this background person that they forget is there, but I'm there. But I'm so quiet into myself because I just don't fit into what they have going on that it doesn't even seem like I'm there, but I am there. Well, it's weird, but I I have done this has happened to me in elementary school. Um, Middle school, I kind of backed away and just tried to stay to myself. And then I tried it again in high school. Um, and that was a whole journey. I just I just kept experiencing hurt and pain and I began feeling like I began to take on the identity like I'm meant to be this in the background, invisible type of person that doesn't get to experience the friend things. So like when I would be in these groups of people, they would go out and go to events together, go to the movies together, go to do any type of basic things together, but I was never a part. I was never invited. I was never considered. It was kind of like, oh, you want to come, you can come. And I'm the type of person where if you don't invite me personally and you don't take out the time to uh, put in the energy to uh, talk to me, to let me know that I'm wanted, that you want me there with you in that space. I'm not just gonna tag, I'm not that I'll just tag along type of person. And I would always experience that. Like I just wasn't invited and I just was never seen in these type of friend groups. And I just I just really just wanted to fit in, and I just wanted to feel the level of love and compassion and empathy that I had for these people. I just wanted that reciprocated back to me. And I always gave my all. I always gave advice when it was needed. I always had that listening ear. I always gifted and just gave my all because I felt like, like this person is my friend, or this person is like, I get like that. They're my friend. And so I just always put my all into it because I just felt that sense of, I just wanted to feel that sense of connection. But it could never happen. And this would be a whole story, but I just feel like the reason why I did end up having these hiccups, I realize now, looking back, is that I was never meant to just be basic and a part of just anything and anyone. And I needed to go through some things and experience some things that would teach me that I'm different and that I'm set apart and that I'm just not any person, and that not just any person can be around me or experience my energy. Um, but before I go too deep into that, many of the events that happened with these people that I experienced, it begot like a sense of betrayal, like I'm never gonna find friends who wouldn't betray me, or I'm never gonna find friends who take the time to think about me first, um, like how I think about them first, or how they're on my mind, and I I can be somewhere in a store and think like, oh, like so I know that such and such will like this. Let me get this. I just That was what I wanted to experience, and it just never happened for me, unfortunately. Um, but I do have hope now as an adult that now that I'm healing those wounds, I can reshift my focus and um, ask the universe, to send in my soul family and send in like-minded people that I know will reciprocate the energy that I am giving to them. But the betrayal that I was feeling definitely caused some rift within me that led to me wanting to disconnect from friendship in general. And I did later on in high school meet some people that was childhood friends with, and other people that ended up being a part of the friend group. We all became a friend group, and it was cool. Like I don't know if I want to tell all of this because I am still friends with some of those people, but I'd rather be open. So this friend group was great. Like this friend group is where I met my husband, and um where I ended up feeling comfortable enough to fit in and be myself in a way. But because of all those wounds that I did have, I I did become a very guarded person to where I wouldn't open up a lot and enough um to experience friends or a friend group in the way that I was seeking out in the beginning. And so those friendships have were molded in a place of guardedness. And so I it's like a different type of friendship. Like I know I can enjoy their company. I know that um, I like wish well for them, and that we can hang whenever we hang out. We have a good time. like basic friendship stuff, but I didn't allow for the relationship to develop in a way of openness to where vulnerability can happen, in a sense of they can be vulnerable enough to share things with me, and I can, give advice or anything like that, and I would be vulnerable enough to share with them, and they reciprocate that same energy in a way. And I just molded them in the way of that because of my past betrayal and hurt. Um, and there was a period of time where I kind of like was grieving the process of not having like friends that I felt were true friends, and the definition of what I felt was a true friend. Um, but then I also had to realize that I set it up that way because of my past hurt. And I didn't allow things to flourish in the way that they needed to be because of my past hurt. But also, I'm gonna leave that part. Um, but I am thankful for those people. I still talk to some of them today. Um, it's not on a deep dive level that I have sought out or that I want. Um, but I am now having hope that I can find that now that I've recognized that healing, reflected on it, deep dive into it, and I can um, now seek out true friendship in a way that I have always wanted and sought out. I think for so long I have just wanted to feel a part of something, because for so long in my life I was constantly told that I wasn't enough to be a part of something. In my family, in my relationship with my mother, in the instances that I told you about, being around people who I try to be friends with, and I just wasn't, it just didn't work out. I just finally feel bold enough to be vulnerable. I probably said this in the last video, but I finally feel bold enough to be vulnerable enough to express that I have this desire. And there was a part of me that was embarrassed to express this side, um, because I guess a part of me felt that I just ended up deeming myself unworthy of having a closeness or a really true connection, a friendship with someone that was on a level that I've always wanted to experience. Um, One part that I do want to go back into is that I have had two, I had two people, three, dang. I had three people that I developed the friendship that I thought that, the friendship that I sought out, I thought I developed this with three different people. One of the people was in my beginning years of high school, and it just didn't work out because we ended up getting super close, and we fit and we talked and everything, and she felt vulnerable enough to tell me about her stuff, and she knew about my stuff. There was even an instance where my I had went to her house to seek comfort and solace because of a situation that happened with my mom, to where she pretty much told me like I wasn't her daughter anymore. And I went to her house because of school, and we didn't have school, and so I just went to her house to have some fun and be away from my home because I wasn't allowed to be there. And long story short, my mom I let it allow my mom to know that I was there because she was looking for me. She accused me of running away with a boy, even though I was just at my friend's house trying to have a safe place to be. Um, but she witnessed my mom. She witnessed my mom slapping the dog shit out of me, and now that I think back on it, she addressed it, but she didn't. The friend didn't know how to handle it, I don't think, and it was never it was never a subject where I could seek comfort for her. Anyway, um, she she experienced that with me and everything, but a situation developed where she started accusing me of sharing her business with other people, but she was the one sharing her business with other people, and it just it just ended up not working out because I'm like I don't want to be friends with somebody who's accusing me of sharing their business when I don't even share my business like that. So why would I be sharing other people's business like that? But that ended up not working out. And then my second friend, we grew up together in the church, and that is like a whole other story and a whole deep pain that I experienced with her. We would call each other sisters and best friends and everything. And to make a long story short, she it was more like a little sister situation. Like she was like a little sister to me, and I ended up realizing that we weren't on equal par of the relationship because I was always giving, and I ended up realizing that I was never able to the energy was never reciprocated to me. The energy that I gave and put into her, I was never given to me. So she would be able to come to me and cry, and I'd be like, okay, it's okay. You know, you can work this out and give encouragement and things like that. I was never in the relationship able to express and divulge and deep dive into my own hurts and pains that I was experiencing. She just knew on the surface stuff, but she didn't know my emotional uh, process and the things that I was going through because she just wasn't capable of handling that. And I later realized that like that wasn't that wasn't a friendship or a sistership or whatever. That was mostly me just giving my everything into a relationship and thinking that like that's what it was. But in reality, it was just a situation that ended up creating uh, me giving everything and not getting anything back, and then me just being comfortable with constantly giving and giving and giving my energy and not feeling worthy enough to uh, know my worth of receiving back the same energy that I was giving out. And I don't blame her in any way. I just think it was because she was younger and she didn't experience all the things I had experienced by the age that she was or that I was. I just had a much rougher path, and that just wasn't her journey and her experience. So she wasn't able to relate to me in that way to give me give me the reciprocation that I needed. And so later on, a bunch of stuff happened and it ended badly because of another person in the church spreading lies and bullshit. And that ended up ending our relationship. And there was other things, but I don't want to put that person's business on the internet like that. So, but that was the main thing that happened. And my third friend was this girl that I lived next door to. That was a very complicated relationship, and I thought that girl was my best friend, but I don't even know what that relationship was. It was weird and convoluted, and I think I just attached to her because she lived right next door to me, and it was just somebody that was there. But same thing. I always gave all the stuff, but I never got the reciprocation of energy back to me. Um, but there was some things I enjoyed about that friendship, but for the most part, it just wasn't meant to be. And yeah, I definitely learned that I am worthy of the same reciprocation. I am worthy of getting back the love and time and energy that I gave into relationships, friendships, whatever. I think they're all relationships. I'm worthy of receiving back everything that I give in and put in, and having that given back to me. And I just wanted to share my story about that. Hopefully I wasn't all over the place, going back and forth between or my past experiences and what I know now, and um, the advice. But the advice, definitely take the time to know your value. Take a step back from any relationships or things that you have going on, and really evaluate and assess, are you benefiting from this in any way? And that sounds selfish as hell to say, but it's true. Like, you shouldn't just exist in friend groups to just constantly give yourself away, give your energy to them, and give. You need to be in relationships where whatever you give is given back. And it may not be in the exact same way, but there's a reciprocation that you receive back that fills you back up. Give and receive. A give and receive. That's a better word to use. Um, you deserve that. Everyone deserves that. You don't exist to just constantly pour yourself out into other people and not give anything in return. And that isn't selfish. Or even if it is selfish, you deserve that shit, like, no matter what. And I have finally realized that. And so now that I'm opening back up my heart, and knowing that I deserve to receive love and that I don't have to guard myself, uh, I am now opening myself up to receive a relationship that I really want to experience, and experience the give and receive. I am ready to receive everything that I put into someone, and um, someone that is giving to me, they receive that same love back from me. I'm ready for that. I'm open to it, and I'm just waiting. I don't even want to say waiting. It's here. It's happening. Let me know in the comments your friend stories. If you've experienced betrayal, uh, if you experience that you're giving your all and you don't receive anything back. Let me know if you feel like you've been okay with that for such a long time, or if you still feel like you're not ready to do that, or you still feel like you're unworthy of receiving and that you're just meant to give. You should definitely question your conditioning. Who told you that? Who put that idea in your mind that you needed to constantly give and you weren't deserving to receive back everything that you gave out? That is all I have for you guys today. I thank you for tuning in and listening and giving your time and space. And like the video if you felt like you resonate with it, and leave a comment for sure, respectfully, and subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Have a blessed day.